Young Americans were paying the ultimate price in Vietnam right up to the final days, and what added to the tragedy is that some were virtually lost in the chaos and the eagerness of America to put Vietnam behind it. Tonight, the story of one young hero finally getting the recognition he deserves. NBC's Bob Faw, the home of the brave.
In Marshalltown, Iowa, Darwin Judge was already a hero. There's a park named for him and a place of honor at his high school.
You know, he just rock stable. He's the kind of guy that America was built around.
An Eagle Scout, he was one of the last Marines to die in combat in Vietnam, killed in action when he was just 19, as enemy shells slammed into Tan Son Nhut Air Base 25 years ago tomorrow.
If he'd have stayed at the embassy where he was supposed to be on lookout, he would have been all right.
In the chaos of those final days, his body was not found and returned home until a year later. In the bureaucratic confusion, he never got the Purple Heart nor burial with honors that he deserved.
I love my country, but I'm not so sure that we have done what we should do to say thank you.
For nearly 25 years, his boyhood pal, Ken Locke, has wanted to pay proper tribute to Darwin Judge.
He was my hero, and I wanted to be like him.
He was a hero for others, too. As Saigon falls and thousands try to flee, Marine Doug Potratz tries frantically to evacuate his 3-year-old daughter, Becky, and cannot until Darwin Judge intervenes.
He picked her up, put her on his back, piggyback style. Quick as a bunny, ran out to the plane.
Almost 25 years later, on a website dedicated to the fall of Saigon, Potratz in California wrote about what Darwin had done. 2,000 miles away in Indiana, Ken Locke read the account, contacted Potratz, and the two men, after countless phone calls and letters, persuaded the Marines to give Judge a service tomorrow with full military honors.
When you see so many young people take drugs or do terrible things, it makes you a little bit proud to have somebody like
25 years later, others are still thanking Darwin Judge. Remember that scrawny child he rescued? She went on to graduate with honors from the University of Southern California.
If it wasn't for him, I'd probably still be there.
And for anyone who might argue that it's too late now to say thank you, Darwin Judge's mother has an answer.
It's not too late to thank him and to show your appreciation that they was over there to do what they were supposed to do.
25 years later, Darwin Judge will get what he deserved, and those he touched will get what they need. Bob Faw, NBC News, Marshalltown, Iowa.
Tonight on MSNBC, Forrest Sawyer with a look back. No Way Out, the fall of Saigon, tonight at 10 on MSNBC. I'll be right back.
It's 10 o'clock, and you are watching KCCI, Channel 8, Des Moines. This is News Channel 8.
We, the survivors of that day and of the conflict known as the Vietnam War, honor the last to die, Darwin Judge and Charles McMahon.
A touching ceremony in Marshalltown today, looking back on a tragic war. Tomorrow is the 25th anniversary of the fall of Saigon, or what Americans consider to be the end of the Vietnam War. When the South Vietnamese capital fell to the Communist forces of North Vietnam, it meant American forces would leave. On April 30th, 1975, the largest helicopter evacuation in U.S. history took 1,400 Americans and 5,600 South Vietnamese to safety. But one Marshalltown Marine would not be among those Americans who came home from Vietnam. News Channel 8's Rashini Rajkumar was in Marshalltown today for a special ceremony in his name. And Rashini, how was he honored?
In true Marine colors, Steve. Veterans, friends, and former squad mates came from around the U.S. and Saudi Arabia to pay their respects and remember a hero.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
25 years ago, two young men were just simply doing their job.
And to the republic for which it stands.
Lance Corporal Darwin Judge of Marshalltown, Iowa, and Corporal Charles McMahon of Woburn, Massachusetts were killed.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They were the last U.S. servicemen to die in Vietnam. It's fitting that the last 2 men killed in Vietnam were Marines because the motto of the Marine Corps is Semper Fidelis, always faithful.
What a wonderful day it was to have all the Marines here to tell us about Darwin.
It's a good day. I mean, it's kind of tough sometimes.
And sometimes tough to hold back the tears. But as their son, Darwin Judge, is honored for giving his life, Darwin's parents are honored too.
We honor the jobs they did as parents and share the sorrow when they gave this country their most cherished possession, their son.
Darwin's parents accept their son's Purple Heart Award, and the friend who helped plan the ceremony remembers Darwin's spirit.
He was a natural-born leader, and he always wanted to be the best, and as he grew older, he wanted to be a Marine.
And today, the Marines take care of their own. Ken Locke says he planned this ceremony to honor Darwin Judge and all the Vietnam vets, and points out that 2,029 of them are still not accounted for.
All right, Machini, what do Judge's parents want his legacy to be?
Steve, his mom hopes people will learn from his example to have patience and to care for others.
Thank you very much, Machini, for that report from our newsroom tonight.